Hello folks, how is it going? Welcome to another video right here on my channel. I thought today I would do a bit of a sit down and talk to camera video because I've not really done one of them in such a long time. And I know that everybody is going through a lot of different things because of the current situation. And I thought it might help, maybe to explain how things are here in Scotland with me and what I've been up to. It might help others who are going through similar things out there in the world because, you know, let's not say it any other way, it's tough out there at the moment. It is tough. It's been tough for everyone. And I want to share what I've been up to basically in my day-to-day life. So since last year, we have been in this kind of on again and off again, on and then off coronavirus restriction mode, okay? So, you know, to the start of last year, April, May, June, when this whole thing really kicked off for us, we had these, you know, long months of lockdown. And after that subsided and the virus numbers dropped, things opened up again, you know, around about August, September. We had a couple of months, July, August, September, we had a couple of months when things kind of opened back up again. And that was really good because you would have seen my videos from last year around about that time that we actually, you know, used that opportunity to start going out again because we had literally spent 58 days. Was it 58 days? How many days was it that we stayed home? 68 days. We spent 68 days in London not leaving our apartment. Not once did we leave our apartment in 68 days. It was absolutely crazy and really unhealthy. But we didn't catch the virus, so that's one thing. Then things opened up and we did do a little bit of traveling. We went out a bit more and, you know, it was great. I absolutely loved going out in the summertime when we were in England. But one of my favourite things, one of the really kind of big, powerful moments for me in September last year was when we managed to move back home to Edinburgh in Scotland. And we managed to buy this apartment, and that was just one of the highlights for me during this whole period. So, you know, I've had some really, really good things happen to me in this period as well. So as winter came in, and we came, you know, up to Christmas, and then January 2021, now January 2022, the virus situation got really, really bad all over the UK. And basically what happened is the UK since January has been in severe lockdown mode, meaning that nothing here in Scotland or anywhere else in the UK, nothing is open. It's been over a month now, and basically there are no shops other than essential shops like supermarkets open, like nothing. There are no like gyms open, there's no anything open, there's no entertainment venues open, there are no leisure activity things open. Basically there's not much you can do, so it has been a really tough period. But again, like our health service has been going through a tough period as well, so you know the reasons for that are pretty clear. But nonetheless, it does take a toll on us, all of us, right? Who are just trying to survive and trying to get on with life during this tough period. And there's a couple of things I've been doing that I wanted to share with you to kind of make myself feel better and get better, because I think the thing that I have really kind of suffered with most over the last year, but especially I would say over the last 3-4 months, is my physical health condition, which has been very, very poor. I put on so much weight over the last 3 or 4 months. I'm not ashamed to tell you. It's just, you know, no opportunities for exercise, no way we could get out. I've put on a stack of weight. I tried to get life insurance the other day, and like I was just shocked that they wanted to put this massive premium on my account basically because of my BMI. I was really surprised by that. So it gave me a bit of a wake-up call that I haven't been doing anything. I haven't been going out and exercising because it's just not been normal times, other than going for short walks. So, you know, over the last week or two, I've started to kind of take matters back into my own hands in that front. The first thing that I've done, which I think might be interesting to you guys, is I've started to walk around Edinburgh a little bit, and I have been filming those experiences and kind of doing like walking tours. Now, when you come traveling to a place like Scotland, you'll probably notice that you can go on a walking tour, and it's often a great way to see a new city. No matter if it's here in Edinburgh or London or Madrid, Barcelona, any city in the world you go to as a tourist, you can go on walking tours, and they are a great way to see the city. But I thought to myself, you know what? There's a lot of people out there that want to see Scotland, but you're not able to travel here because that's one of the other things about this virus. All travel corridors are now closed. You cannot come into the UK unless it's for really, you know, special purposes. So you guys are unable to come here, you're unable to travel to Scotland. So I've decided over the last 2 or 3 weeks that I wanted to kind of film some walks in Edinburgh. We are allowed to go out into the streets here. You don't have to wear a mask if you're outside and outdoors. We're allowed to do that for the purposes of exercise. And I thought to myself, well, why don't I combine my exercises, my walks, with a walking tour where I can show you guys my city, right? And I've actually filmed and released my first walking tour of Edinburgh City Centre. I think it's really cool. You know, the feedback I've had on it is really excellent so far. If you haven't signed up for that walking tour, I want to invite you right now to go to the link. It's in the top line of the description of this video, and sign up and take that walking tour and go on that walking tour of Edinburgh. You know, I think it does a good job. You know, obviously it's not the same as actually being here on a walking tour with me, but I think it does a good job of being like the second best thing to that. The second best thing to not actually being here is a digital, virtual experience, a virtual walking tour. So, you know, I did that of Edinburgh City Centre, took you guys on a walking tour, and like I said, there's still a chance for you to watch that down below in the link. So, go on that walking tour. But for those of you that have already been on that walking tour, because there will be a few of you watching that have already done so, I want to film more walking tours like that one. But I'm kind of struggling a little bit for ideas, so I want you guys to, you know, help suggest new ideas for these walking tours. And bear in mind that any tourist attraction is off limits at the moment. So I cannot go into a castle, for example, and give you a walking tour because they're all shut to the public. You can't go in under any circumstance. All right, so it has to be an outdoor place and in the public. All right, so if I'm going to do these walking tours, it has to be in the public, somewhere public that you'd like to see. So please drop your suggestions down below of other walking tours you'd like me to take you on in the comments. All right, and I will go out and film it. And I am very excited to see what you guys suggest for this. Okay, and I will go out and film some of these as walking tours and invite you on them. But bear in mind as well, there is quite a tough restriction at the moment on where we can travel in Scotland. We can't go too far. I can't like go up to the Highlands, for example. That's out of bounds. I can't go up to the Highlands and film a walking tour up there at the moment. As much as I would love to do that, we're just not allowed. Okay, so it has to be roughly within this local area. A walking tour that I'm going to be taking you guys on and telling you a bit of history as we walk along. Let me know in the comments any other suggestions. But for now, if you haven't watched my Edinburgh walking tour, sign up on the link below. But like I said to you, I was really worried about my kind of physical shape over the last few weeks. So we had decided, I'm going to go on more walks. And there's some pretty cool and interesting places as well. The first one we went was the other day down to the beach. And to get that kind of first time to get that real kind of fresh, salty air in our faces was absolutely like mind-blowing. After months and months of hardly leaving home, it was so good. And I want you to share that experience with you. So we're walking through the woods here. You can often find, especially when you're close to the beach, you can often find these big concrete slabs behind me. These were actually World War II defences aimed at stopping soldiers and tanks and beach landing craft from actually landing on the beaches here if Germany ever managed to invade in the Second World War. There's thousands of these all across the east coast. They're pretty cool. Cool reminder of the past. So that was that walk, but actually, my friend John Loughton, he is a guy that does a lot of walking up the Highlands and stuff. But of course, the Highlands are out of bounds for us. Luckily, here in Edinburgh, we have got lots of actual hills, proper hills. Some of them are more challenging than others. We have 5 main hills within the city limits that we can walk up. And then just outside the city, we've got a range of hills. They're not quite mountains, but they are big hills called the Pentlands. They actually have an artificial ski slope on one. Now, you guys know, if you've been watching my videos over the last couple of weeks, that we've had quite a lot of snow in Edinburgh. It's all mostly melted now, but up on the Pentlands, the snow is still there. So today, actually, I went a walk with my mate John, and I was not prepared for how tough it was going to be. There are literally probably about 8 peaks within the Pentland Hill range, maybe more. And we went up 2 different peaks, and on a long walk. It was a 16-kilometer walk, but it was absolutely perfect.
What's the name of that top, John? Up there.
To feel that snow crunching under our boots today, going up those hills, it made me feel like we were in some other country, you know, somewhere alpine, but actually we were literally just outside of Edinburgh, outside my hometown. It was astonishing. I've never been up there before, you know. As a kid, I used to go up the Pentlands quite a lot, sledging, or just going for little kind of river walks. We used to go into the rivers and like look for fish and all the rest of it, but it was never anything like serious. We never climbed up the hills, but today we went on a proper hill walk up in the mountains, and we had to like layer up. We had lots of layers because it was, you know, one minute it was quite warm in the sun, and the next it was proper. We had this wind chill blasting on us. It really felt like the times I've been up the mountains in the Highlands. It was perfect, and it was blue skies. It was just such a great day today. And I tell you what, like I said to you, it's been tough over the last few months with lockdown. It's got to me physically, obviously, but mentally as well. But today is like a day that I've just felt so energized after pushing myself up those hills. It was tough work. Probably pushed me harder than I thought I was able to go at the moment. But it was great, and it's made me realise that there's so many other places I could go walking around about Edinburgh. And that, you know, like I said to you, for the walking tours of Edinburgh, it's something I really want to do. So I'm going to be doing more of that, and like I said, I want your comments down below. The next update I want to tell you about. So over a year ago now, I put a video about a kitten that we had in our family called Sky. She was a Maine Coon kitten, such a gorgeous little cat. She's obviously grown into an adult now. She belongs to my sister Justine, and just about a month ago, or was it over a month ago? Around about a month, just over a month ago, she had 10 weeks. About 10 weeks ago, she had a litter of kittens. They are so gorgeous. And I hate to disappoint anyone out there, but they've all been spoken for already. So my mum has, taken a couple of them. Family friends have taken another couple as well. So they were all snatched up very quickly. But I wanted to show you some quick video snippets of our new kittens and new cats that are going to live in our family, that are, who were born of Sky, my sister's cat. Because I've shown like various pets on this channel over the years. Sometimes they appear in the videos and then disappear again. And I have to say, none of them actually live with us in our, we live in a small apartment, it's not suitable, but they live with the family, so I kind of regard them all as, our family pets. But it was so lovely to see little kittens running around again. So that was a litter of kittens. They're all absolutely gorgeous. They are 4 boys and 1 girl. And like I said, they're all staying within the family as well. And I'll put all the various links down below to the places where they all exist on Instagram, because there's quite a few of them. They've already got their Instagram account set up, which is a whole other weird concept. Okay, so the last thing I want to tell you guys about, another update, which I think is going to be quite great on this YouTube channel, a new series that I wanted to develop, which I haven't launched and really thought out yet. I put a post on my Patreon page the other day for patrons to help me out with a name of the series yet, and I'm not sure we've quite come to what the name should be yet, but I want your output. I want your input now as well. So basically, I want to do a series where I look at historic Scottish people who have done extraordinary things, in their lives that maybe changed the local area where they lived or changed the world. We've got so many fascinating characters of Scottish history out there. People who are inventors, people who are travellers, vagabonds, and criminals, who were all had notoriety for one way or another, or were infamous, or were, people who changed the world in positive ways. Basically, I want to talk about historic figures who might have existed quite recently, but also really in history, ones that we might have forgotten. Because I always think to myself nowadays, like, when we pass, and even if we've done amazing things, will generations in the future really remember it? And, generations of people do remember these big characters. And the first example that I gave to the people on my Patreon page was Andrew Carnegie. He was a Scotsman who did massive things in the world of finance and industry and business, okay? His name still lives on today as the Carnegie Foundation, which does a lot of charitable work, for example. But how do we remember these people? And I think, especially young people or people watching YouTube don't necessarily know about all the figures, people who have actually done incredible things throughout history, or even sometimes bad things as well. So I want to make a series where I focus on these people, fascinating people who have done big, crazy, sometimes bad things, who are of Scottish descent. There's any number of them out there, like literally hundreds of candidates. Each one video will be about one person, okay? I haven't quite thought of the name. It's going to quite be similar to, I see other YouTubers out there, and there's also a Reddit forum called Mad Lads, which is, focuses on one person who's done something crazy in their life, or lots of crazy things. It's not going to be quite the same as that, because it's not all going to be lads for a start. There will be women characters that I talk about in the series as well. They're all going to be kind of related to Scotland, and they're not all going to be mad. Some of them are going to be brilliant, genius people. Some of them are going to be controversial. Some of them are going to be bad and mad and all the rest of it. But I want a name that's really kind of short and encapsulates what I'm thinking about here. Maybe 2 or 3 words only, because it has to fit in the title of a YouTube video, basically. So this is going to be my new series, all about these amazing characters of history, and I'm going to launch it sometime over the next month or so. These videos, I think, they're going to be like history lessons, but also informative and a bit of fun as well. Something that we can all learn from these massive, big, crazy characters of history that I think, well, they still have entries on Wikipedia pages where you can go and find out more. And I think maybe some YouTube videos on these topics, on these people, will help bring them back to life a little bit in a modern era. So that is my last update for today. Sorry for all the ranting. I just thought I would come on camera today and talk about various different things that are going on. Because, like I said, there's not much going on in lockdown, and I wanted to share my experience, my pains and my struggle, because I know that there's a lot of you guys out there as well who are going through the same or similar things. But otherwise, I just want to say thank you guys very much for continuing to support me and my channel. It means a lot to me. It's such a huge differentiator in my life, the fact that I've got you guys to kind of bounce off when times are quite difficult. I also want to give a particular thanks and mention to those people who have decided to sign up as patrons, who join my Patreon account and help keep this channel supported and keep it going, literally, financially over the last few years. That is a massive, massive thing that I'm so grateful for, and also people who sign up for channel memberships and all the rest of it, all the people who support me in the various different ways. But I'm keeping this going, I'm keeping the momentum going, like I said, with the new series and with the walking tours that I want to deliver more of. I'm very excited about all of that, and I can't wait to basically send more and more stuff your way. But that is it for today's video. Thank you very much for watching. All your thoughts and comments down below will be read, I promise, every single one of them. Even if I don't get round to replying to them all, I will read everything. But until the next adventure, I hope you have a good night, morning, evening, afternoon, or whatever time of day it is wherever you are in the world. Take care.